name is Hannah DePaula, and this is what the Lord's done for me. He took something that I thought I would never do, and He saved my life by it. And growing up, I didn't live the most conventional life. I didn't have the most conventional family, but during that time of struggle in my life, it was important for me to really decide who I was going to trust, who I was going to believe in. And growing up, there was a lot of tension in my family, and it came to a climax where my parents got divorced, and that was a really hard time for me. And I decided at some point that I was either going to give up on God and walk out, or I was going to give Him one more chance. And I was also in a valley where things were really tough, and I wanted to give up on life. But I decided to give God one more chance, and I decided to dedicate a summer to canvassing, do colporteur work, and I went and joined the Youth Rush program in Michigan for a summer. And I told God when I entered, if this is what you want me to do, if this is something you want me to stay in, meaning if you want me to stay in your word, in the church, you're going to have to reveal yourself to me this summer and prove yourself to me. Otherwise, I'm leaving, I'm out, I'm done. And He really did. He showed Himself. And I remember very specifically being there at the beginning of the summer, not really knowing why I was there, and feeling very out of place. But as I started seeing other students coming back with these testimonies from the field of how God was working in their lives, how they saw a miracle happen, how they saw a divine appointment, I decided to start praying. And I asked the Lord in my morning devotions, Lord, I need you to show yourself on the field. And there was one specific book that I hadn't sold yet the entire summer. And I prayed, Lord, help me sell this book today. And I believe it was probably one of the first couple of doors that I did that day, and I sold that book, and I knew instinctively that that was God. And throughout that whole summer, He started breaking down the walls that I had built. He started breaking down the misconceptions that I had, and He started revealing Himself to me on a personal level. And when I left that summer, I knew that God was real, that He cared for me, that He had a purpose for me, even though I didn't know what it was quite yet. He had a purpose for me to be alive, to be living, and that no matter what happened in my family, no matter what happened in my past, He cared about me, He loved me, and all I needed to do was to move forward and to follow His leading. And that's really what God's been doing in my life, and I've been trying since then to give other young people opportunities to have that experience with God when they're at their pivotal moment of deciding whether they want to stay with God or not.